Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a test drive of this week's new PSN mobile suit, the Refined Gouf. Thank you to everybody who let me know after last week's video that the Oldsmobile Army mobile suits are not in fact rebuilds of Xeon mobile suits. What they are is entirely new custom mobile suits are built around a Gyaradoga frame. So that should mean that all of these are actually a good bit larger than their Xeon equivalents, or at least a little bit larger. I'll have to look at the specs sometime to find out. Either way, Refined Gouf is a cost 600 raid, usable on ground only. That is an interesting choice because in both the manga it appears in and the Gundam F91 video game where it originated, the Refined Gouf is seen in space, so that may be an update that happens in the future. It has melee priority 3. It has ground compatibility, so it moves a little bit better on ground than something without that compatibility would. 20 close range slots, 15 medium range slots, 9 long range slots. 23,000 hit points, 20 points each in ballistic and beam resistance, and 30 in melee resist. Range strength of 15, melee strength of 45, movement speed 135, high speed maneuver 225, thruster gauge 75, and turning speed 78. Its enhancement values at a 680 enhancement point, it gets an extra point of melee damage. At 1360, an extra point of melee defense. At 1820, 3% recovery time from thruster overheat. That's handy. And at 2280, it gets one each of the 3 slot types. If you pay DP and upgrade kits to unlock the first or break the first limit, you get at 4,560 points, you get plus 5 melee defense. And if you do it again after the second limit at 6,840, you get another plus 5 melee damage. So that'll make its default melee strength, if you take it through the full upgrade, 51. That's pretty good. All right, so let's take a look at what it has. Okay, has a 5-barrel machine gun. Has ASL and a high rate of fire, effective at destroying parts. So it is, yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like. At 60 rounds, yeah, and 300 meters, that's not bad. 8-second reload time. Refined Gouf beam sword, which, okay, yeah, it's got a beam sword now. 2,600 power, 2.5 seconds between swings, and charge time, so it has heavy attack of 2 seconds. Yep, compatible with heavy attacks skill. Okay, it also has quad head Vulcans, 100 damage per shot, 60 rounds, 10-second reload time, and 100 meters less range than the finger guns. And okay, yes, Refined Gouf beam rod. Yeah, that's right. The rod is the like cable is, physical, but the tip has a beam output. Power of 2350, cooldown time 3 seconds. Enhanced beam weapon that delivers powerful melee strikes, cannot, however, perform successive strikes. I hope it has the melee pattern of the standard Gouf, because that would be really good. Okay, the Refined Gouf beam launcher, which has 1400 power per shot, 45% heat rate, range of 400 meters, cooldown time between shots 2 seconds, overheat 10 seconds, 8/10 of a second to charge it, and charge is required. Beams offer suppression and rapid fire. Interesting. Okay. And lastly, Beam Rod Lightning, 2,700 damage from that. Cooldown time 6 seconds between swings. Releases electricity when it hits, jamming the target's radar. Again, no rapid combo. Okay, so it has 3 melee weapons and 3 ranged weapons. And we are going to put the other, we're going to put, where do I put? I'm going to put the lightning heat rod down there so they're all together. I'll put the beam launcher over here. I feel like I might want to swap those at some point, but we'll start here and see how it does. Okay, so for skills, it has Assault Booster level 3, which, yeah, gives you 60% faster jumps and quicker charging jumps and a 50% faster jump. Makes you harder to knock out of the air when jumping. Has Balancer. Has Maneuver Armor level 3, which makes you harder to stun when boosting and reduces the damage you take by 15%. Forced Injector 3 can gives you very boost efficient changing of direction mid boost. Melee Combo Controller level 2 gives you 3-hit melee. Power Accelerator level 2 gives you the ability to boost cancel out of a melee bounce or clash, just to get back in the action a little faster. It has level 2 heavy attack. When selecting a weapon that supports heavy attack, hold and release the attack button to perform an attack with added power and melee damage. Attack also ignores buffer damage reduction and pierces shields. Damage recoil is lessened when hit mid-attack, and stagger due to cumulative damage is reduced. So yeah, you're harder to stun, you're harder to build stun. Leg Shock Absorber 4, so less stress on your legs after jumping or boosting, and it recovers faster by 30% at level 4. Okay, yeah, so you go far enough up that tree, it does actually start recovering quicker. That's good to know. Emergency Evasion System level 2, so double dodge roll. If you dodge from totally cool thrusters, you will be able to do it twice in a row or do a little boosting before your thrusters overheat. Flight Control Program, it can jump or boost in midair, and it uses 50% less boost when it does so. Anti-Blast Stabilizer, so if something explodes right next to you, you will not get heavy staggered. High Performance Radar level 1, so it has a radar range of 350 meters. Frontline Support System, so 5% faster respawn for everyone else on the team. I guess for all allies, so for you too. Pursuit Melee Auxiliary Program, so you do 15% more damage to downed enemies while using melee. And Special Leg Buffer level 3, which, makes it, well, when hit the leg, damage dealt to the unit's HP, and the overload on the leg's HP is decreased by 25%. Yeah, so 25% damage reduction, and, yeah, less location damage if you get hit in the legs. That is pretty good. All right, so we're going to go out and see what all we can do with this thing, because I am very curious to see how it runs. So I'm going to try and get around with this, so that may be tomorrow's video if I am successful, but we'll see what happens. For now, we will do this. Okay. Why does it take longer to load into an instance of the game entirely on my PS5 than it does to load into a match? Oh yeah, I know why, because it's not loading through the launch animation that it's not giving me. So it's actually faster, just, yeah. Okay. All right, so the guns. Okay, the entirety of the magazine for the finger gatlings is not enough to stun. That's a thing that's to be watched out for. The Vulcans are much better at it and fire faster, but have a shorter range. So, yeah, you can stun, as you just saw, you can stun twice in a row with that magazine before you have to worry about it. Okay, charge that. Does charge quickly, and... Okay. Looks like instant stun. 2 shots in a row. It's overheated now, which I feel like should not happen for 245% shots in a row. But, you know, what do I know? Like, yeah, that math does. Oh, it's 45% per shot for 2 shots. Now it makes sense. Okay, thank you, brain. All right, let's check the build stun on this real quick. Okay, the 2 shots together are enough to stun a Zoc. That's good. Yeah, so the machine gun is not going to be great for getting in. The Vulcans are going to be better for it. Of course, you can use those while boosting. Pretty good range. Still not, as good as the fingers, but decent. That. Now, let's see. Well, while we wait for that respawn, like I said, Force Injector level 3, very boost efficient. Yeah, that's how fast it jumps. That was the time for a jump charge to maximum, so that is pretty good. Let's see. Like I said, double dodge roll. You have a little bit of meter left after you dodge. That's valuable. And let's take a look at the main melee weapon first. That's more of a broadsword than what the original Gouf had, or a straight sword at any rate. My sword terminology is not great. Weapons were not my thing. You know, realistic weapons and their terminology was not my thing growing up. That was more my brother. Okay, so neutral is a lunge. Left and right are left and right. Downswing is, once again, the GPO3 downswing. Let me check something here. I want to see, does a normal swing... Okay, neutral does not knock anything over or do heavy stagger. That's fine. Pretty good damage, 3174 against type, but with a 100 points on that Gundam for the downswing. And okay, yeah, heavy attack level 2, I guess it's just harder to knock you out of because yeah, it is not a 2-level charge. That would be cool, but okay, what is the heavy attack animation? Oh, I like that. Let's okay, so it has like no travel whatsoever, but a lot of damage, about 12,000 looks like, and it is a very broad swing, so, and I'd say fairly fast in the execution, so probably good for crowd control if you get surrounded. And yeah, I'll take out a 500 Zoc in 2 hits. So, yeah, I really like that animation. Just like, not, there's not a ton of like upstrokes in the game that it's usually top to bottom, side to side, but that is cool. I like it. The only other one I can think of, and it's a totally different animation, is the Gym Command Light Armor, whose downswing ends with a, upward slash that is really kind of cool. Okay, let's see. The heat, the 2 beam rod settings cannot be comboed. So okay, yeah, the basic one does apparently use the Gouf melee pattern because we've got that nice wide swing. How far away can we be where that wide swing actually hits? Here? Yes. Hit the shield so we don't have damage numbers. Let's see if we have the Gouf downswing too, because that is a really good one. Yes! 5517 on a downswing without any upgrade parts at all. Also, call me crazy, but I swear that the shoulder armor on the Gouf is made of old Gouf cockpit hatches. Okay, so let's try the beam rod. And neutral is a heavy stagger. I should test that on the other one as well. Okay, yeah. Okay, no, that's just a normal stun. Now, let's see. Does it use the same animation? No. The beam rod has no downswing or side swings. It is just the standard heat rod that everything except the Gouf has. So basically, whatever type of heat rod you've used in the past that you have enjoyed, Refined Gouf has you covered. It does it all. So that is neat. Okay, what else have I not shown off before we get into it? Yeah, here is the reduced boost cost. That's actually kind of hard to say when you're boosting in the air. And we have to show off the counter tackle, and then we will go live and see what I can do. Yeah, I like this. This looks pretty good. Right, and... Okay, yep. Good 3-hit melee combo there from that. Which looks like it is... Okay, no, it's done some damage to the Gundam. That's pretty good. Alright, so, yeah. But before we go live, just, yeah, to get in, to do other things... Beam Bazooka, good choice. Heat Sword does not charge fast enough to really combo from a stun into that, which is fair. There has to be a little bit of chance associated with that, or it's just really kind of not fair to the person you are trying to, wreck. But let's see that. And Okay, yeah, even the heavy stagger is not enough time to charge the heat sword. That's again, that strikes me as fair. That's not, it can't just, heavy stagger you or knock you down and then delete you. There's other, well, let's try the knockdown and see if that's true. That, yes, because, yeah, you have to go through that whole animation before you can start charging. It's already on wake up before you can even start charging the saber. So yeah, that makes sense. All right. I just noticed the one thing that the refined goof here does not have that the original goof was, fairly important to the original goof design is a shield. So it's interesting. Let's finish off this Gundam. We'll get a fresh one spawned in. And let's see. We tried the beam bazooka on the Zoc. We know kind of damage the other things do. Oh yeah, we need to try the beam rods before we move on. So, okay, yeah, the standard beam rod hit will just not even phase a Zoc. No build stun, nothing. Downswing is a downswing, however, and as you can see, it's really strong. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave that Zoc where it is and go to the other one. I'm betting that this one will, if standard stun rules hold, it will, the heavy stagger will be reduced to a standard stun. Let's see. Yep, that's what it looks like to me anyway. So, all right, let's turn everybody else on here and see what I can do. Well, let's go for the easy one first. Yep. Okay, so a couple of options for getting in on something. That's the best one for the Zoc. And I had time to knock it down before it could counter me. That's pretty good with the Mind Reader's tackle in full effect here. And there's the Gundam. Heavy staggered. 1, 2, 3. Not bad. Whoops, missed the 3. Well, 2, and it's down. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, most people, unless they're totally out of boost, are not going to stand there and let you do that. But good to know. Yeah, I like this. It is pretty strong. As you can see, it's got a good amount of boost capacity. Yeah, I like this. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure the AI is really primed to deal with heavy attacks here, because yeah, well, the upswing was 1200, and then, the second, then the side swing was death, so exact numbers I cannot say. Yeah, the Gundam should have just been able to grab me there, because you've seen how the AI for this game just absolutely read your mind. Oh, well, yeah, that is another thing to keep in mind about the heat rod weapon. It has a lot of range, and perhaps more importantly, yeah, there's the mind reading. Perhaps more importantly, the side swings will hit things that are already, well out of your visual range, like this. Did it work? It worked. Yeah, so yeah, that is something to keep in mind in a pinch. Yeah, and also, yeah, if you need to stun somebody, make a getaway, those Vulcans are pretty great for that. Yeah, the handgun is not going to work while boosting. I'm sure the bazooka won't either, because it does not make any. Yep, does not make any mention of that. And that's all. That is all of the ranged weapons. Everything else is melee, so it will just automatically cancel out of it. Crunch, nice. Okay, and got another shot in. 33 something on the downswing. I did do extra damage, of course, because the Gundam was downed, and I get that melee damage bonus on downed enemies. Oops. That is, of course, the thing about charging weapons in very fast-moving suits. You have to have come completely out of your boost animation to have any, or you will just cancel out of your charge, which isn't, of course, not at all useful. And downswing. Oops. It hit the building first. Generally, when things hit obstacles first, the swing no longer counts. Pretty sure that's the case here. I'm gonna see if I can get the Gundam around this corner, or the Zagok, and see if that is the case like I think it is. Need somebody to come around this corner, and nobody is brave enough to. That's interesting. Wait, here we go. A little closer. Boom. Okay, it did work. Good. And I'm just going to back off there. All right, yeah, so I know there are certain things that do obstruct your swing. That seemed to. But again, I have double dodge roll, so I still have some space to maneuver after avoiding that downswing. And yeah, that thing just has tremendous... Okay, you can chain the heat rods, though. That's dangerous. Can't believe I didn't think to do that before. Okay. Missed. Beam rods, technically, but you know the drill. Beam rod. Oops, that was a kill. But yeah, as you can see, did it anyway. Let's see if we can take out the Zagok E the same way. Whoops. Wait, what I meant to do. Brain. Beam rod. Shock beam rod. 1, 2, 3. And something else. Oh, the downswing didn't take. Now melee attacks are generally obstructed by obstacles. So, for example, okay, that did. Wonder how that works exactly. Somebody else may already know, and I'm just being dumb here. But I know some obstacles will block beam attacks or will block melee attacks, and if your melee attack hits the obstacle and then an ally, it won't count. But I'm not sure what the difference is between when that will or won't work. So, yeah. Ow. Slightly dead, but yeah. I am, just from wandering around testing this, I am up 10-1 in a score that absolutely does not matter at all. But, yeah, I like this. And, yeah, I want to just try 1 or 2 more instances of chaining the beam rods. I want to see if you can go in the other direction, because if you can go from neutral shock into downswing, that is a lot of damage. All right, let's try that. Let's try that on the Zoc, because the shock version will stun the Zoc, so if I can go straight into a downswing from there, I'm in a good position. Shock. Down. I don't think it actually leaves it stunned long enough to count that as an actual, like, combo, but you can definitely land them both. So, against anything else that is not a Zoc, that will absolutely work, because everything else gets heavy staggered. So, let's take care of this Zoc, and then we'll try that again on the Gundam before we stop. Gundam, get out of my face. I'll deal with you in a second. Okay, shock into downswing is what we want to do. I think it should work just fine. And, well, first we have to land the shock, so we'll try that again. Shock, missed again. And yeah, that does leave you in place enough to get meleeed if you miss, so, you know, of course, watch out for that. Well, shock. Downswing. And then you can follow up with at least 1 melee swing to get the added damage. I wonder if you could do neutral, regular neutral shock, neutral downswing. Or regular downswing. Regular neutral. Okay, yeah, wasn't fast enough to really capitalize on that. We'll find another Gundam and try that again. But yeah, if you can go from neutral to electric, neutral to electric to downswing, that has some real potential. Let's try that. Neutral to electric to downswing to sword could be just a ton of damage. Let's try neutral, electric. Not quite. Like, if I'd been a little closer, it might have worked, but the re-ready time on the standard beam rod is just enough that probably won't be what I want. We'll try it again. Neutral. Electric. Stabbed in the back. And stabbed while I'm down, which the AI doesn't usually do. That's interesting. Okay, yeah. Let me see if I can pull one off. If I can get just one of them to follow me, I'll be in great shape, but I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe. Wanted to be. Come on. Come on. Okay, that's interesting. If you tap the fire on the hand Vulcan, yeah, you just have to tap the button once, and that keeps going until it's done. That's interesting. So it just absolutely empties the magazine the second that happens. I'm going to turn on nullify damage so I don't have to wait to respawn to try this. So let's see. Oops, yep, got shot by something else, so it's good I did that. Neutral. Electric. Downswing. Stab. Okay, so yeah, I did manage to get it with the downswing, but I don't think if it were an actual player, I'm pretty sure if they still had boost, they would have been able to cancel out of that. Get this. Let's try it again on this other Gundam. And yeah, this time I want to see if I can go from neutral to, I want to go neutral to shock to neutral. Neutral. Okay, well, not neutral. Downswing. And yeah, not enough time to land the shock after the downswing because of the animation. Yeah, it's got plenty of health. Okay, good. Good. And no, I was walking backwards, so that didn't work. Try that again. Great. And neutral. Shock. Missed. Okay, I'm doing great here. But yeah, we're just going to do a little bit more experimenting, and then we will stop. But I just want to see if this works. Neutral. Shock. Neutral. I missed. We'll try it again. Probably be better off taking this into like the training room where there's only one enemy, but nah, I'm already here. I'm committed. Let's do this. All right, so neutral. Shock. Neutral. You cannot go from neutral to shock to neutral, however, because, or infinitely, because of the 6-second cooldown on the shock rod. Oh, that was nice damage. Can I hit them both? No, I can't hit either of them because, again, stuck in that. How soon can you cancel out of that? The second that the cable is done retracting is the first time you can actually move. All right, so neutral. Shock. Okay, well, that's another advantage, is that if you have two people chasing you, you can actually keep things going fast enough to get them both with stuns with your heat rod weapons. That's pretty good. And let's see. Okay, yeah, that just keeps firing until it's empty. That's not the worst news. So, yeah, I like this. I think it's going to be pretty good, especially, if I get it hangered out and build it for defense. I always build for defense, but yeah, if you build it for damage and you can make it work, you should be able to tear through things with all of its various skills. So if you can't make it work, there's the defense build. You'll still be able to slot in some decent offense too, just because of the if nothing else, the neutral part. So okay. And neutral. Okay, what about, I'm going to try one more time because I have to know. Shock. Yeah, not enough time, as you could see. It was not enough to catch somebody who actually knew what they were doing. But yeah, that is the refined Gouf. Good luck to everyone that wants to get it. If you make any great discoveries about it, or if there's something that I have forgotten to test, please let me know. And until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later.